Live. I'm your host Shamar Ware, and today we are here with Dr. Dylan Wynn. It's an honor to have you here, Dr. Wynn.
It's an honor to be here, Shamar. Thanks for inviting me.
So tell me, Dr. Wynn, you are a neurologist, aren't you?
That's right.
What exactly is a neurologist?
Well, a neurologist is someone who takes care of people who have problems with the nerves in their body. The nerves in our bodies are the main communication system. It's the way that different parts of our body know what's going on in other parts. So the biggest collection of nerves is in the brain, and then the spinal cord is the next biggest collection of nerves. Then we have lots of nerves going out to our organs, our muscles, our skin, and neurologists take care of people who have problems in any of those areas.
How many African American neurologists are in the U.S.?
I'm not sure how many African American neurologists are in the U.S. I actually am a neurologist and a psychiatrist, and there's a pretty small number of those. I think there's less than 100.
It takes a long time to become a doctor. What made you want to study psychiatry and neurology?
Well, when I was in medical school, I met people who had very healthy bodies, but their brains or their minds were not working right. And those people had pretty miserable lives and weren't happy. And I met other people who had healthy brains and minds, and even though their bodies weren't working right, they were still able to have really good quality of life. So I thought, if my goal is to try and improve people's quality of life, then the best way I could do that is by making sure that their minds and their brains are healthy.
Is there any specific condition that the African American community needs to be aware of?
Well, two that I'd like to point out. One, I specialize in Alzheimer's disease, which is a disease that affects thinking and memory. So people start out with mild memory problems or maybe some trouble finding words, and it progresses so that they're eventually unable to take care of themselves. And African Americans are affected more by Alzheimer's disease than other members of the community. And then another very important disease for African Americans is stroke disease, which also affects us more than other people in the community. Stroke is caused by blockage of a blood vessel going to the brain, and when the blood vessel is blocked, that part of the brain dies. It's very important to recognize stroke because if it's treated early enough, we can prevent that part of the brain from dying, and we can prevent people from becoming disabled.
It's time for a random question segment. Which car would you rather drive, Lamborghini or Bugatti?
I'd rather drive a Bugatti.
Favorite cereal? Frosted Flakes or Corn Flakes?
Frosted Flakes get soggy too fast, so I'm going to go with Corn Flakes.
Favorite football team, Raiders or Buccaneers?
Well, if I have to choose between both of those teams, which are inferior to the Miami Dolphins, then I would choose the Las Vegas Raiders, of course.
Favorite superhero, Wolverine or Cyborg?
I would have to go with Cyborg on that one.
I'm studying a book about the brain in my ELA class. It's called The Amazing Brain. I know there are 3 parts of the brain. Which part of the brain do you mainly focus on?
I mainly focus on the part of the brain called the cerebrum, which is involved with thinking and memory and emotions.
For my final question, do you have any brain tips to help a 10-year-old like myself?
Absolutely. You can start right now doing things that will reduce your risk of developing brain diseases in the future. So first of all, make sure that you keep yourself healthy overall. Eat right, get good exercise, make sure that you take care of any health problems that you might have. And then the second thing is to make your brain as strong as it can be. So that means making sure to study, making sure to stay in school as long as you can. When you're in school, to work as hard as you can to help strengthen your brain. And then finally, keep yourself or avoid doing things that can be injurious to your brain. Going bicycling or skateboarding without a helmet, or doing silly things like taking dares to jump off of things or run into things.
I am Shamar Ware. We have just interviewed Dr. Dylan Wynn. It was an honor having you here.
Thank you, Shamar.
Thank you for tuning into 100 Live. See you next time.